Good morning. I hope that you guys are all safe and that you're all well and that you're having a fabulous weekend. I'm loving this heat. I don't like it too hot, but I must admit, because of all this bloody rain we've had recently, it's so nice to finally see the sun, to finally have hopefully what will be a little bit of a summertime. Because if you think of like last year, we had like amazing weather, but none of us could bloody do anything, could we? Because obviously we were all locked down. So hopefully we're starting to get that high vibe energy from the sun back, and with the world opening up a little bit, we'll actually be able to do some stuff. Exciting. You know, we can actually start to hopefully live a little bit more. So as ever, coming on for this Sunday to do the Tarot and Oracle review videos for you. So this week I'm going to show you a cheeky little Oracle deck. And I've recently done my Zoom Divination night with Joe. We did that on Friday and it was a fabulous evening. So thank you so much for everybody that came to support that. So I thought with that in mind, I would show you Divination of Ancients. And this is an Oracle deck by Barbara Meiklejohn-Free and Flavia Kate Peters. So we've seen some of their decks before. Now this deck was produced in 2016, so it's been around for a little while, and it's produced by Blue Angel Publishings. I don't know if you can see that too well there. So we've seen a few of their decks in the past. Okay, oh, there's a better sort of logo on the back there actually. So the back of the box just gives examples of some of the cards and then a little bit of literature about it. So I will quickly just sort of read through that a little bit and just say what it says on here. Just while I see it as well, the artwork for this deck is produced by Richard Crookes. So beautiful artwork which you will see shortly. So it just says on the back here, in ancient times across countless cultures throughout history, there were these traditional revered as wise ones, gifted oracles who spoke directly with nature, interpreted signs and omens, and communed with the gods for messages with extraordinary clarity and foresight. Much of this ancient wisdom and many of the divination tools have been forgotten with the passing of time. This unique deck brings them together again, offering the chance to reconnect with different fortune-telling tools and motives, as well as rediscovering the ancient significance of a multitude of omens and signs from the universe. By rebirthing these lost arts of divination, we reawaken our soul's connection with the world of spirit and gain access to the symbolic answers that guide us to our heart's true desire and higher purpose. So I think that's really cool, really nice. It's a 45 card deck, this one, so a decent size number. So let's open this bad boy up. So anything by Blue Publishing tends to be quite big. So we've got this lovely big sort of hard box. Now these are the cards themselves, and then you've got the book on the back. So I'll just pull the book out as well, so we've got that. So we'll look at the book a little bit later. Okay, let's move the box to one side. But I love the back of these cards. They're a lush oracle size, quite big. Like I say, oracle does tend to be bigger than tarot. Some people find these too big. For me, I think they're perfectly fine. I quite like working with the bigger cards. But look at that on the back. I love all of this kind of stars and almost like a galaxy kind of like whirlwind there. Let's talk about stock quality. Oh, these are good actually. Thick, very thick. These are thicker than I was expecting them to be, or than I remembered them being. But nice thick stock qualities. That's really good. That's really decent. Can't complain about that at all. So as we look at each of the card, what we've got is a sort of a piece, like sort of a word, and then a sort of attribute. So like this one, for instance, is shooting star, and it just says at the bottom communication. They're all in this lovely frame, and then you can see each image. So I'm going to literally work through and show you some of these, so you can just sort of see. The artwork, I suppose, is a mix of kind of like digital, sort of a little bit photography, but I think it's digital, to be honest. But it's nice. It's really lovely artwork, so I like that. Very colourful deck as well. I'm noticing there's lots of colour with these. I love the sort of writing they've done on the back with this. That's really lovely. So there's a lot of still life almost artwork in these cards. I'd say that like they're sort of still life artwork, a lot of them. But really beautiful, really, really lovely. And you can take so much from these from an intuitive place just by looking at them. but also if you were to use the traditional meanings. So I like it. There's lots of great stuff with these, you know. So like with this one, they've taken all the traditional aspects of the tarot card, like the Wheel of Fortune, from the tarot, so that's nice that they've incorporated that. So it's quite a quirky deck, it's quite an unusual deck, it's very different from anything else I've shown you. It encompasses some of the witchy magic, but it's also kind of involves some of the sciencey side of things. It's just like an all-round, it's an individual deck, it's a really individual, unique, quirky one. So I can't really compare it to anything else I've shown you because it is quite bespoke in what it actually offers, you know. Now I really love the book. What they've done with this one is they've put the book in here. This is actually a book that you can publish, that you can purchase, I should say, by the guys. This is actually one of their books. So I like the fact that they've been clever enough to incorporate it in their cards. That's a cheeky little bit of advertising, but actually that works really, really well. This one I really like, the astrology. Something about it just looks very kind of mystical and magical. I like that. So there's lots of different, like it says in the sort of the back of the box, like it talked about traditions, you can really see that with the different sort of energies that are kind of coming in from the cards. But it's nice, really, really nice, really like that. And it's, as you sort of look through, it's interesting to sort of see, maybe some of you are looking at these thinking, oh, I've tried some of these forms of divination, or maybe there are others that you haven't tried yet that you might turn your hand to. So it is quite interesting what's available in here. And every card looks very different from each other. None are the same, all very, very different and unusual. This is one of my favourites. I love the way that smoke bellows up. Really, really like that. I do quite a lot of fire scrying, and I know it says prayers, but I really do resonate with this card. This is another one I really love as well, spells. Being a little bit witchy. Of course, this is one of my more sort of preferred cards. But yeah, they're just beautiful. I love this sort of the way that they got these little orbs and they light up, you know. There's just a lot of detail in here. I don't see many people working with this deck either, so I think this is quite a nice, unique, unusual deck. And I don't know if it's a deck you'd want to use for readings all the time, or if it's a deck that you might use to sort of pull a card for the day. It is a deck I feel you could use in spell work as well if you wanted to. So it's got kind of like multi-purpose uses, really. I just think it's really, really lovely. It's fabulous. So this is really nice. There's a lot of encompassing of the elements in these, like this one with the thunder and the lightning. This is, being as I obviously work with tarot, this is another favourite of mine. This is a really lovely deck, and I like the fact that they've got traditional Rider-Waite in there as well. That's really nice. This other card makes me smile, the next one coming up, because it's frowned upon by a lot of people, but we've got the Ouija board, and I like the fact that they've embraced the Ouija board actually there, because a lot of mystiques, a lot of people use Ouija. Is something that I use. I'm not scared to sort of say I do stuff with Ouija, but I always make sure that I'm safe and protected. But it's nice they encompass that. Now, I wasn't going to show you all of these, but I think, do you know what, sod it, I will show you them all, because they're all so mystical and different. That's why I want to sort of just quickly show you them all, I think. Yeah, there's only 45, why not? This is another favourite of mine. This is obviously what's used on the front cover, this crystal ball, and it's lovely. So what's interesting with these runes, they've got runes on this one which are Norse runes. They've got lots on these, and some of these, not all the symbols, but some of the symbols on these lots are actually witches' runes. So that's interesting, they've got those there as well. And the final card, that's lovely, the scrying mirror, which is another form of divination that I work a lot with, so that's nice to see that being honoured. So that's the deck, guys, in its entirety. So it's a real fun, it's a really quirky deck. Like I say, very different, very unusual to anything else I've shown you, but really fabulous in its own way. So as we look at the book, this is the little book itself. So sort of see what it says here. Oh, this is nice. So there's just a nice little sort of piece on the front, and it just sort of says, Many can give good advice or direct you to follow the right paths, but the actual steps to experience the lessons of life and its rich rewards can only be taken by you, guided by what you know. Increase your knowledge, expand your wisdom, and therein lies the key to an amazing journey of self-discovery. And then this is a quote that's by Firebear and in brackets Saxon Elder. So that's really nice. I like the fact that they've got that in there. So we've got an introduction to the cards, a little bit about divination through the ages. That's nice to have some history. How to read the cards, and they've got examples of spreads, all black and white, but I don't think that takes anything from it. Quite a few different options there. The Cornish cross, I should say. So there's some great stuff in there. Then straight into card messages, card meanings. So what you've got is, oh, this is interesting. So you've got the meaning itself. So for instance, this one, like 2 pages for each, but you've got a meaning here. Then you've got an incantation. So that's like a little spell that you can do. Other divination meanings to add to that particular thing. And then you've got, you know, the arrow revealed. So in this one, you've got like a little bit of extended stuff. So that's really nice, actually. So there's all of those. I'm just seeing if there's anything in the back at all. Yeah, so there's a little bit about the authors and the artists. So a little bit about Barbara and Flavia, and then about the artist himself, Richard Crookes. And then there are a few links to other things that you can purchase from different sort of Blue Angel publishings, and that's pretty much the book. So a nice little piece there. It's got what it needs. It's, you know, it's not too bulky, it's not too fancy or elaborate. It keeps it digestible, which I think is nice, because sometimes we can talk and then over talk a deck, which is not always good. So as ever, going to do Sunday message, and this will also follow through for the coming week ahead. So things we need to know about, general guidance to be given. Well, let's just see what we've got in store here. Okay, ooh. Dreams, and we've got incubation. Okay, can you see that? That's really lovely. There's that Egyptian sort of energy there. That's very powerful, actually. And then all those kind of orbs and swirls and mystical energy going around. That's a really beautiful card, actually. Right, so let's find this one in the book and sort of see what it wants to tell us. Oops, bear with me, I just had all the D's. Okay, there it is. So this is the section. So, the answers you seek come to you in your dreams. They are presented through images, stories, as well as visualizations from deceased loved ones and from your guides. Find solutions to your questions and evolve spiritually by practicing dream incubation. Before going to sleep, plant a mental intention that you will dream about a specific topic. Focusing your attention in this way will put you in charge of your dreams. As your sleeping consciousness becomes aware that you are dreaming, you are more able to manipulate imagery and experiences. Change outcomes in your reality and travel through the dimensions of the astric planes, dreaming your dreams awake. Interesting. Okay, so the incantation or little spell. In and out I gently drift, through the dreams of scenes I slowly swift. Gods and queens appear to me, their messages now I clearly see. So that's a nice little sort of spell. You could do that easily before you close your eyes and go to sleep. I like that. And then it's got other divinational meanings. Take time out to rest. Keep a dream journal. Your dreams are significant. Investigate an occurring dream. Buy a dream interpretation book. A loved one is trying to connect with you through your dreams. So it's almost like key points, really, that section there. And then it just says dreams revealed. Dream interpretation dates back to over 5,000 years to the, oh, this is an interesting word, Mesopotamians. I'm not sure if I've said that right, so I do apologise for that. Both gods and kings paid very close attention to the meanings of their dreams and recorded them on clay tablets. The Babylonians, Arians, and Egyptians created dream temples and placed high value on vivid and significant dreams they believed would help them heal. Interesting. So definitely time to pay attention to what's going on in your dream status, because like I say, dreams usually have, hidden messages and meanings, and sometimes we can make sense of them, sometimes we can't. That's why it's great to jot them down, to record them, because you can look back over things, and sometimes things may play out, or all of a sudden you might get that light bulb moment and think, okay, that's what that's trying to sort of tell me at the moment. So interesting. So I hope that maybe that gives you a little bit of something to work with and make sense for this Sunday and the week ahead. So all in all, I think that this is probably it's not the most beautiful artistic sort of done. It's a sort of traditional, does what it says on the tin kind of deck, really. So whilst the artwork is lovely, it's really hard to sort of put a sort of I don't know, like a piece on the artwork, because it is lovely, but because of the sort of subject matter, you know, it's not like a fantasy deck, it's not anything of that nature, but it still incorporates some of that with this sort of look here. So I suppose it is like an 8 or 9. It's not, I don't think it's a 10 deck, but I don't think there's anything that they could have done different to make it a 10 deck. For me, it's just one of those ones. It's lovely, it's fabulous in its own way. It's not quite a 10, but it's still a great one to have in the collection. So it's an 8 or a 9 for me, this one. But it is a great deck to have. So if you're interested in it, check it out. It is the Divination of the Ancients by Barbara Meiklejohn-Free and Flavia Kate Peters. It's an oracle deck. Check it out. It's fabulous. It is worth having in the collection. And yeah, it's one that you can dip in and out of. It's not one I use all the time, but it's nice to touch base with it now and again. So I'm going to leave that with you. Hope it resonates. Stay safe and well. Have a fabulous Sunday, whatever you get up to, and a magical week ahead. And I'll see some of you lovelies very soon. Much love. Bye for now.